Hey!
Hello,
Hey!
everybody. Welcome to Rockstar Diaries, healing out loud with heart, humor, and harmony. We are Mr. and Mrs. Smith, otherwise known as Mr. Tracy and Janine Emily. We're so happy to be here. We are so excited for today. We have a guitar virtuoso. I mean, classical guitar. He just
Said to be one of the best in the world.
wow. And
Amazing.
we've really been immersing in the YouTubes and the music online, and it's just it's addicting, right?
Yes.
I love it. But we're so excited to welcome Jonathan Taylor.
Thank you. Nice to be here. Thank you.
Is Taylor your favorite guitar?
What?
Your last name is Taylor. Do you have a Taylor guitar?
No.
No.
Not affiliated with the company, but I understand they're good guitars. I really don't know anything about them.
Oh.
What is your go-to guitar?
I have had for the last 45 years or 40 years an Antonio Marin Montero built in 1968 that was sold to me by my former teacher many years ago, Pepe Romero. Where I studied at his house privately for many years, and he sold me that guitar for $3,000. It's worth about $11,000 now, and that is the only guitar I have or have played in the past 40 years.
Wow, I love the sound of it. I mean, It looks like from your videos you're out there doing stuff live. I mean, you're underneath
it's all live.
Freeway,
a train trestle. You're out there in the
That's right.
wild sound.
So you have a choice. Now you go into studio and it's all perfect and it's as freaking dry as a bone. So in other words, there's no atmosphere. There's no, ambiance. So that's why we go out and film and do that at different locations. I'm in Arizona right now and actually been doing more arranging than filming. On this particular sojourn, but I'm going up to San Francisco here in a few days. So that's been my guitar for all these years.
Wow. Well, Jonathan, give our audience a little brief bio about yourself, what you've been doing for the last few years. Like, we want to hear it.
So I have toured all over the world. I represented the United States as America's musical ambassador years ago, and put on master classes and played for the glitterati, the UN delegates and the ambassadors and all that stuff, and in Barbados, in Brazil, all over the place. And I have the largest solo classical guitar catalog in the world, with a lot of diverse pieces, many of which I have transcribed or arranged for classical guitars. I was a legitimate orchestral composer. And a lot of people don't know how difficult it is to arrange for the classical guitar. It's easy to write an orchestral piece and arrange that than to make a great classical arrangement on guitar. Even Segovia, when Villalobos would write those 5 preludes and other things for him, he wouldn't know what the hell he was doing, meaning Villalobos. And I go, well, it's no wonder, because the guitar's tuned in fourths. It's a different instrument than the orchestral instruments, which are tuned in thirds, 1/3 in the guitar between the G and the B. And so it's a whole different world. And you're doing 2 and 3 things at the same time. So it's technically difficult to do that. So I come from a background of touring and recording, and that's it, and arranging.
Well, you mentioned the UN and the term cultural specialist in South America, Caribbean, perform for ambassadors, like you said, Europe and Asia. That sounds so fascinating to me. Can you talk a little bit about that and how
I would, sure. In Barbados, the Caribbean, not Spain, I was the first to put together a American and Barbadian, should we say, cultural exchange to get to know one another. That idea to foster diplomatic relations, and so I played at their big hall there called the Frank Collymore Hall, and for a crop over festival, and all the reggae guys there. Peter Tosh came to meet me at the airport years ago. This is a long time ago, and other. And then you play I would raise like 25K for the Special Olympics at a special concert at the Ambassador's Residence there, and that's with like lots of countries. So I'm just giving you one. In Brazil, I did the same thing. Played all over Rio, and that's a long walk from Ipanema Beach to Copacabana. I can tell you that personally. I can tell you that I thought I'll just walk over there. And hours later. I realized how far it was. Almost got robbed there. Actually, I was a young kid. It was very sad. A favela is like an impoverished neighborhood, like Compton. He's a ragamuffin. And so he's like 14. And I said, don't do this. And I go, I could defeat you in 2 seconds, and I'm not going to do that. Because you're upset, you're angry, you're confused. I am not going to harm you, but you cannot go robbing people. That's a no-go.
Wow.
You're watching the Rockstar Diaries TV show.
Whether you're looking to buy, sell, or invest, my team and I are happy to help. We work across all price points and specialize in helping clients relocate from anywhere in the country. Give me a call, 214-708-2450.
My name is Levi. I'm an associate producer of Rockstar Diaries. Janine and Tracy are the best people ever. They treat me really well and feed me.
More feel.
I've already said it 3 times. What more do you...
Wait, it sound like you mean it. Give me puppy eyes. Puppy eyes.
Can I have some water first?
No, just do it. Get it.
Fine.
Please subscribe. Please subscribe so they'll let me go. Yeah.
Please subscribe so they'll let me go.
No. Please. Act it.
Okay. Please subscribe so that they'll let me go.
It sounds like we have you kidnapped here, Levi. What the heck?
Why did you start laughing?
Please subscribe so they'll let me leave.
We'll give you donuts.
And they said they'll give me donuts.
Where do they go?
To subscribe, Levi. Come on.
Rockstar TV show at YouTube.
Jeez.
I'm Levi. I'm a producer of Rockstar Diaries. I'm here on my own accord. Jen and Tracy are the best people ever, and they pay me really well.
Tell them to donate.
Please subscribe to the channel at Rockstar Diaries TV show so they let me go. Say that.
I'm in charge of.
Spice it up.
I'm in charge of marketing at Rockstar Diaries TV. Please subscribe so they'll let me go.
What's the name of YouTube we go to?
Follow them on YouTube, Rockstar Diaries TV.
Man, how hard was that? Do it with more feeling.
You're starting too much, Levi.
Tell them to donate.
We'll let you go if we'll give you donuts if you please just say one more good thing.
What else do you want from me?
You got it. It's okay. Good job, Bo. Good job, buddy.
And these were yesterday's donuts.
Thank God they're not tomorrow's.
That doesn't sense.
You're watching the Rockstar Diaries TV show.
You're known as a classical guitarist, and in some ways, people would think classical, it's like Mozart and Beethoven and that kind of thing.
Right.
But you're wide range. You play everything. And but when you go to those cities where the classical is, do you have like a special feeling when you're in those environments when you do your recordings?
Do I have a special what?
A feeling that comes about when you're in the pres, like
Oh
surreal.
yeah, I can tell you one of my favorite concerts was in Târgu Mureș in Romania at the Palace of Culture, and like 6 standing ovations, and it's like it's a 3,500 seat, I think, auditorium. By the way, I was on my way backstage after one of the encores, and one of the pylons fell and literally missed me by an inch. And if it would have hit me, it would have been not good. It would have been not good. So yeah, I love both the classical, and one of my tasks in life was to arrange for with other genres of music. For example, the film scores. I took the Bond themes and put them into kind of a magnum opus, and the film score from Wonderful Wizard of Oz adapted it for solo classical guitar. So that's just like an idea where obviously it's not Bach, but I always love the Spanish masterpieces, and not dogging them. I love it all. It's all great. On the other hand, there are many types of music and many different styles, and many can be adapted. Jazz pieces. I studied with Joe Pass years ago. And so jazz pieces, for example, you Shadow Your Smile, whatever, right? And so I always thought the repertoire is limited. It was limited in a certain sense, and only what I call ethnic, right?
Yeah.
Like Brazilian folk song or something like that, which is fine. I'm not, saying anything against it, but I go, okay, now you've done that. After you've done the Chaconne when you're 23, now what? Right?
Right. Hey, so not all of our audience members are guitar players or musicians. However, I believe everybody has a dream. Everybody has a passion. When did you know that playing guitar is not something you do, but who you are?
At age 10. At age 10,
10?
before that, I was picking out tunes when I was 4 years old on the ukulele because my little tiny fingers, right? And so I was doing that. My grandmother was a silent film organist, which was she was always playing in the background. She worked with all the people about of that time period. She did many gigs with Harry Houdini, and gigs with Lon Chaney Sr., Man of a Thousand Faces, Phantom of the Opera, right? And I mean the original, not the musical. And Harold Lloyd, Charlie Chaplin was at that big premiere of Modern Times. So she was always working with all those people. And so that music was kind of in the environment I was in, right? Meaning as a little boy, she'd be playing piano, whatever, an organ. And so, so that influence was there. And to answer your question, I was very young, and then I made commitments when I was about 14. Mm-hmm. And people have a funny thing about, being a real musician. I go, well, you think it's going to be a walk in the park? I mean, what do you think this is? No. A night out on the town? I go, so what do you mean you made commitments at 14? I said, I swear that I'm going to be one of the top ones. And what does that mean? I go, it means it's depression. I go, do you know what you're saying? What you're saying is daily practice, hard work. You're saying something that it's not, Olympic athlete idea.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So when people think, oh, you just learn and you do it by ear and it's all nice, it's not that way. For anything that accomplishes anything, Einstein would sit for hours and he could think where most people can't. They just roll their prejudices over in their mind. I go, no, he would sit there with his pipe. And he always played violin before he sat down for a Gedanken experiment to think out his theories. I'm traveling on a beam of light. I'm going down an elevator, those things. And I say, well, he sat for hours in that chair and just sat there and thought. And I said, that's hard freaking work.
Oh, yeah. It's not the 10,000 rule anymore. It's the 100,000, million, thousand hour rule.
Yeah.
You're watching the Rockstar Diaries TV show. No-Go Flow, the revolutionary anti-diarrhea from the makers of Tutelage.
Diarrhea, please let me go.
When that urgency hits, No-Go Flow is there to help tighten the tap.
Let me go.
Take control of your day and stop letting your digestive tract call the shots. You're finally saying no-go, Flow. Don't take if you're allergic to any of the ingredients, have recently just drank coffee, or are expecting company and would prefer they don't stay long. No-Go Flow.
Cedar Ridge Acres. Soap. Why? 'Cause you smell good.
So I got a potentially dumb question for you here.
Oh,
Sure.
It usually happens sometime during these shows we do. But let me say this. Okay, now there's iconic points in history with music, like say Woodstock, and you get all those people together for a couple of days, and it's known for all time.
Mm-hmm.
Have you been a part of any like classical Woodstock and the artists that were around you that you played with in a concert like that?
that's a good question.
Well, I was always going to see concerts of every variety. I can say that the thing that really influenced me when I was about 16 was hearing Segovia play at the Dorothy Chandler Pavilion in downtown LA. And I couldn't believe he didn't need a four-man group. He was doing everything on that instrument, 2-3 things at a time. And I was, blown away, impressed by his, not just the beauty and the quality of the music, but technically that you could do, you're juggling 5 things in the air. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
And I said, wow, it's complete. It's not lacking. Right. And so, yeah, that was an eye opener for me, because I said, it's not just that his fingers are moving in the complicated pattern, which of course they are, but the beauty that is being expressed by that.
I love that. And what it makes me think of is when we first got together, we had challenges because Mr. Tracy here plays all instruments, guitar, piano, and he's a composer. And when we started writing music together, he'd hand me a piano piece that was playing all the parts, even the singing melody. Are you following me? I'd say,
of course.
There's no room for voice. What am I supposed to do with this? And we've come so far since then, but you're absolutely correct. People like Tommy Emmanuel as well. I've seen him.
Oh, I love Tommy. Tommy
God.
is wonderful. He's a beautiful human being too.
He is,
and he's great.
It's so
great
when people hear that and they're not knowledgeable about guitar. They're thinking to themselves, are there backing tracks in the back? Because I hear a bass, I hear this, I hear that. And your stuff strikes me that way as well, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. Tommy was discovered by Chet Atkins. Chet Atkins was Tommy's hero.
Yep.
You probably know all this, but
I saw
Chet is head of Nashville RCA, or at least was. Maybe he's retired. I don't really know. And but I go, well, Tommy just heard recordings of Chet, and he was, I want to do what I want to do, right? I loved it, right? And I go, and he became absolutely the greatest finger style
Yes.
guitarist of that type. I go, he's just marvelous.
Yes. Oh, I'm so glad we mentioned him. I do have a question because you are one of the first artists. Where did that vision come from so early on to dive
Good
into
question. Back in the day, as you both know very well, everything was analog. And what was the big bogey? I go tape hiss. And what was next? Dolby, reduce the tape hiss and that stuff. And I go, so I always say, oh, they came up with a new way to screw the artist out of his money. so I go, you want to keep coming up with the ways all the time. Now it's this tape, now it's that, now it's, every different variation, right? And so once digital hit, it really is a cold metallic sound. And many artists would not switch over, or I should say some artists would not switch over because, it's so cold, I don't like it, it's not warm, it's not, fuzzy. And my attitude was, you don't wear a powdered wig like George Washington. You don't wear those hose that they had. The men wore these hose.
Oh my goodness.
With these buckle shoe things.
Right.
And these coats, velvet or whatever the hell they were, and ruffled shirts. And then I go, you don't, this is not the style today. So I go, you have to live where you were born. Otherwise, it will not be good. So I refuse penicillin, then die.
Mm-hmm.
Goodbye. Have a nice death.
Wow, that's
so I said, and even the great Jascha Heifetz initially, maybe later he did, but initially he refused to record because it was so metallic and so cold and distant and all those other things that are true. They are correct. That's true. Mm-hmm. On the other hand, oh no, we can't travel in space. Man was never meant to go into space. Come on. Get with it. Get with it.
Oh my goodness.
So I knew that was the way of the future, just like AI is now. Anybody that thinks they can stop AI, they'll run roughshod over you.
Agree. Yes.
And what do I think? I go, it's the greatest upside and the greatest downside ever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's so hard to explain to somebody.
Well, I truly think before I croak that we'll have an incident with AI that'll be in the mode of Arnold Schwarzenegger in Terminator. There'll be something in that realm. What is it going to be? And when they say, but it's not smart, I go, it's already smarter than you. And It's pure conceit to think that it's not. The database is everything. Everything. Mm-hmm. So the cross-reference, I go, your database is this big. And
not only that, we went to a conference on AI. You want to mention the medical in 7 years with
this guy was pretty ingenious. I worked at Oracle or who he worked for, I can't remember, but he was saying that if you could live 7 more years, AI will figure out all the diseases and we'll be able to live to 100.
I think that's true. I totally believe that. I think medicine will have a renaissance that will be like penicillin, that will be fast. I go, once that was discovered, you didn't have to chop off legs in the Civil War anymore.
Right?
So I go, think of the arms and legs, the piles of them. I go, well, gangrene, there was no penicillin. Now, here, take this for a couple of weeks, you'll be fine. Mm-hmm. Right?
We have a pill for everything these days.
Except wisdom.
But not for stupidity.
So what do I think about AI? I think that it is an insane upside medically. It will conquer many maladies. I see cancer being gone in 10 years, let's say.
Yeah,
I see that, and I'm not idealistic in that way. I mean, everyone wants that. I always say everyone wanted to go into the moon, but it took Americans to do it. People imagine for 2,000 years, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000 years, oh, let's go to the moon. I go, yeah, figure out how to do it.
Yep.
And you got to have a tax base. So.
You're watching the Rockstar Diaries TV show. Are you tired of annoying butt dial calls? Well, we are too. And that's why we started Butt Dial Be Gone. Yes, for $10.95, we can alert you by telling you just to hang up your phone. Or for $29.95, we can sift through all your contacts and find out who did the butt dialing.
Well, apparently Robert got wind of it and he was furious. I know, because he spoke to Jonathan. He thought that diarrhea story was about him, but it wasn't. I know because I was there. I witnessed the whole thing go down in the church
parking lot. Well, you can just hang up and go about your normal daily business. Order today on Cash App. Mr. Smith thanks you.
Yeah, all over Facebook.
Butt Dial Be Gone.
Who is this? I'm gonna hang up now.
I surrender, my life to you. I am ready to surrender.
I saw a robot video of a robot in the middle of the night. They had lights on a field of wheat, and he had a scythe, and he was harvesting the wheat, wrapping it in a bundle and putting it on a flatbed truck. And I said, "There's labor right there. It's gone."
Oh my goodness!
I go, "That's it." I go, "The skill, the precision," and then you see the robot. And he's holding an egg. Well, you guys, if the pressure is this much, the eggs crack. Mm-hmm. I go, it has to be. You have to feel it. You have to know how much pressure you can put on it.
Mm-hmm.
So I see that with the robots, and I believe there'll be big mental health challenges because people will not. I go, it'll be a crisis of meaning. Oh, I'm my job. I'm an insurance agent. You know.
Right.
And
Right.
I go,
If
well,
we are what we do, when we don't, we aren't.
yeah.
See, what I love to talk about with the younger generation is the things that we've gone through. You know, like even like in the music industry or just common life. You know, we first started out with Jiffy Pop popcorn on the stove, and then now it went to the microwave. The kids are used to this microwave 30-second thing, and they want
Very
everything.
true. Yeah.
Now,
7-second rule.
yeah. Now look at all that we've been through. You can talk about all the music industry, the recording industry, the record companies. I don't know how record companies are making money anymore. I just
They're
don't.
not.
And
Like the big ones, just like Taylor Swift and that, just the big ones.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's what I was going to ask you, because like you have the ability, you don't have to go into a major studio and spend $100,000 in the studio. You're getting great quality out.
Right.
And
in the old days, like my first album, right, analog, and I go, back then it was $300 an hour to record it, right?
Right.
And you block off maybe 4 hours of time so you didn't get tired, right? And you block off 4 hours, and then the next day you'd block off, or a few days from then, and I go, and then you'd compile your album. So now I go, the camera that they had on the Ed Sullivan show that the guys are sitting on and filming the doors, I go, oh, that's in your iPhone's 10 times better.
Wow.
It's got the red, green, blue chip and that to differentiate the color spectrum and that. I go,
Yes.
oh, and technology, the Apollo missions, I go, it was 8 megabytes of power. Your phone has 265 gigabytes.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's so far. I remember seeing Bill Gates being interviewed when he got his second version of Windows, whatever that is, Windows 2.0 or whatever the name of it was. And the woman said to him, well, what if you had a gigabyte of memory? And he goes, that's absurd. Nobody would ever need a gigabyte of memory. There it is. There it is.
Terabyte now.
Yeah.
Even more than that.
Right.
Oh
and,
my goodness.
And so that's the same thing I think that's true with AI and with medicine, and it'll come out of the clear blue sky. It'll come out of the clear blue sky. And now a lot of the foods that we eat, I mean, everyone knows they're crap.
Oh yeah.
Everyone knows. I mean, you don't have to be a chemist or an organic chemist to understand that. I go, it's terrible for you.
We travel a lot.
Oils.
You mentioned Romania. We travel a lot. And when we come home from those places, we feel so good. Exactly. Romania, it's all, they don't do in a lot of the European.
They don't have, the cows are Guernseys, not Hohenstein cows like here. And the Hohenstein has a casein A1 molecule, which is what people call lactose intolerant and all that pop stuff. I go, well, basically the molecule interferes with digestion. It'll screw you up. You should never have a cow's milk ever. But if you're in Europe, have all the cow's milk you want. Have all the cheese. I go, the cheese is great. It's fermented. It'll increase your microbiome. It's great. Don't eat anything over here.
It's true, though. I mean, when we went to Kauai, I had this omelet, and I couldn't believe the eggs could taste that good.
Right.
Truly. And it's disturbing, though, when you come back here and they just deplete the soil.
Well, that's being looked at now. That's being
yes.
Finally.
Hallelujah.
That's being dealt with, and I see great promise. RFK Jr. already got McDonald's to raise their cows in the correct environment, not the grain and the crop and the hormones and all the junk.
Right.
Basically, when we were kids, everyone was healthy.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right.
A doctor had one case of diabetes in his career.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And
it's
now
true.
he's got, every other person.
That is so true. It's so we have a segment on Rockstar Diaries. It's called
The Hard
Question.
Yeah,
I'm going to ask this time because I love this question.
Yeah.
And I can't take credit for it. I used AI.
I never use it, so you know.
I know.
Before you ask me, before you ask me, I'm going to tell you why I don't use AI.
Okay.
When
You
somebody
mean for your
says,
songwriting, just period?
no, period,
Okay.
for anything, certainly not for writing music.
Yes.
But so I always ask a person, okay, oh, Jonathan, I'm going to take this job doing that. And I go, okay, money, right? And I say, what are you becoming? That's the question. What are you becoming if you do this? Now it's 6 months from now. Now it's a year from now, whatever. What will you become? Is it a good place you're going to go and become? Or is it a bad place? So when people say, what about AI? I go, no, I read literature. I took the 5 years and went with the French, and then did the Ruskies, and then did the Krauts, and did everybody, right? And so when people say, I go, well, why? I go, because I want to know it. One other final thing, and then to ask you a question. So here's what I mean. When people say, oh, the apple fell on Newton's head and he discovered gravity, I go, that's the stupidest thing I ever heard. I go, are you an idiot? Do you really believe that an apple fell and all of a sudden he invented calculus? I go, that's not what happened. That's a bunch of trash. I go, he's 23. He goes back to his estate. He was in London, and fortunately he left because they had the bubonic plague and he would have croaked. And so he goes back to his estate because in those ages, you're 23, you had an estate. So it's very different. They didn't have a tax system like this. So he comes back, and he has been wondering about that there's a force that holds the moon at bay that is not, it's preventing it from crashing into the earth, and that it's pulling at the ocean. And so he starts thinking, and then he sees the apple, legend has it, and he says, I wonder if the same force that made that apple fall is the same one that holds that at bay. So now what does he do? I go, he starts doing what a scientist does, and that's measure. And he says, okay, there must be a magnitude of force. What is the distance? Is there a square root ratio of these distances? And how much does that force exert? So I go, that's where now if somebody told you that when you were young, you'd say, wow, that's really interesting. Oh, I love that guy, and you'd have a whole different thing. But when they give you a disconnected fact, I go, it's like you're trained in the Prussian military thing, operant conditioning, salvating Pavlovian dog, I go, it's meaningless. So I'm just saying that because learning and chat GBT, it's one thing to do it one way. It's another thing to absorb it and become it and to be it and to live it.
Yeah.
All right,
we're 100%.
I'm off my soapbox now.
The hard question. It really is a silly question. If you could have any guitar in the world,
I could care less. I could care less.
No, listen to the whole question.
Listen to the whole question.
Okay.
All right. Any guitar, but that guitar could magically turn to something else and do something outrageous on stage, like make an espresso for you or tell jokes. What would that thing be? Does that make sense?
A beautiful woman turn into a beautiful woman.
Oh,
that's nice. Yeah.
That is excellent.
That's what makes life worth living.
That is excellent. I feel a connection to you. Are you still on Huntington Beach? Is that where you
now I'm
live?
in Phoenix. The answer is yes when I'm there, but right now I'm in Phoenix, and it's almost like I'm not in Huntington Beach because I'm never there. So it's like, what does it mean to say you're there?
Well,
because if you're never there, right?
I'm originally from Southern California,
Right.
and I have observed that we're more laid back. We're more, and you have that. That's why I said I feel a connection. Not everybody's like that. We learned the East Coast and the West Coast are very different. Even you talk about going to other worlds. Well, let's have Seattle person go to New York. It's like going to another world.
Totally. And you know, they high stress, very sharp and blunt. They want to get something done at the expense of harmony. And I mean, there's priorities that are different. And I'm not saying we don't need those type of people. We do. We definitely need those type of people.
Yes.
On the other hand, culturally, it's very different.
You a heart-led entrepreneur with a powerful message, but no idea where to start with a podcast? I see you, and let me tell you, you have not missed the boat. I created the 7-Day Podcast Pro just for you. It's a guided experience where we take your voice, your wisdom, your mission, and turn it into a professional, purpose-driven podcast in just 7 days. There's no guesswork, no overwhelm, and absolutely no tech confusion. You don't need to know how to edit. You don't need a fancy studio. You just need your message and the courage to share it. If you're ready to be heard, ready to lead, and take your message national or even global, 7-Day Podcast Pro is your launch pad. Let's get your voice into the world where it belongs.
Man, that's good time, a long time touring. So out of all those places, where could you go? Yeah, I had such a good time here. I could see myself living here. Where's that?
I honestly, I don't care. I'm so much that I adapt. Since I traveled so much, you feel every place is your home. Like I don't miss things. I might miss going to Musso and Frank's in Hollywood. All right. Or I might miss, you know, the Beachcomber down there in Huntington in Laguna area, or, you know, something like that. But like I'm ready always every day for new adventures. Like I'm going up to San Francisco in like, I don't know, 4 days, 5 days, whatever it is.
Oh.
And so I love that. And I love, and you see, everything's mobile, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
yes,
brick and mortar is almost dead.
Right. Mm-hmm. And there's two facts of life. Music is universal language and music is healing.
Yeah, totally. I'll give you a healing story. Okay.
Oh, I love that. Excellent. Yes.
Okay. So, and I've said this on podcasts before, but I'll tell again. So I'm touring India and I'm in Bombay. They call it Mumbai now. And I'm playing at the National Theater, which is like the Kennedy Center. It's like a replica almost. They actually have a replica of Albert Hall in Madras that I played in, but because of the British, you know, background, right? And so I'm going in and playing the concert, and I did the concert, and then that was like near the end of the tour. A couple of weeks later, I'm back in Newport Beach at my manager's house. And he said, "Jonathan, we got a letter from India." And I go, "Oh, is it that ambassador guy in Delhi?" You know, and he goes, No, it's something else. I want you to read it. I go, "Okay, sure." So on the top of the page says Shanti. And there's a guy that came into my concert and he was going to kill himself. Mm. He was suicidal, and he had decided to kill himself that day. And he went into my concert, and whatever it is that he heard there, he said, "I'm not going to kill myself." Mm. So when people say, "Oh, music isn't healing, it's too metaphysical," I go, "You don't know what you're talking about." I said, "Absolutely, it's healing."
Mic drop.
It is absolutely healing to people. I go, you can have $50 million and be sad as can be, depressed. Right. It's so boozed out that you can't even get to the car. And And I go, or you can have nothing. And if you have that music, you're so full and so satisfied, and you're on cloud nine, you're in ecstasy bliss. So when people say healing, I go, absolutely. Now, what is it that heals? I go, I haven't got the foggiest. Whatever it is, it is. Yeah.
It has been a pleasure, Jonathan. We're actually almost up with time. It goes so fast. Do you have any words of wisdom that you want to leave with our audience? Sparks of hope,
don't
joy?
leave your music trapped inside of you.
Very cool.
Let it out. Because you only have one life. What happens afterwards? It's a speculation. Who knows? And there are many beliefs and many things. But you have, and life is short.
Yes.
You can't even believe it. You can't even believe it. And cosmically, we're only here for like a second. When you think of cosmic time, right?
Yeah.
So where would people go to follow you or buy your music?
Just type Jonathan Taylor Guitar into Google. They'll be on every streaming service, Amazon or Spotify or whoever you like, Pandora, whatever your thing is, Deezer. I don't know what do you got? What service do you guys listen to?
All of them.
Yes.
All of them, yeah.
I guess kind of Spotify's a go-to.
Yeah.
Usually on the spot, kind of thing. But they don't pay that well, do they?
They're the crappiest one in the world. They're Swedish.
They are.
It's a Swedish company.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so, they tout the high ideal, but they don't walk the walk. So if you want to listen to my music, just type Jonathan Taylor Guitar. Make sure you put guitar in, or you'll get a black football player. And I look like a black football player, but I am not a black football player. Okay?
Oh, funny. You heard and saw it here on Rockstar Diaries.
That's right.
Thanks so much, Jonathan, for being with us today.
Hey, same here. Enjoyed it. Let's do it again sometime. I love it. You guys are wonderful. Great times, good times, all good things to you and blessings.
Oh,
thank you so much. And to you.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Hi, everyone. I didn't become an international best-selling author, award-winning songwriter, global speaker and coach, and now a TV show host by scrolling all day. Nope, none of that came by accident. It came from intention, from choosing growth on purpose every single day. Even just 10 minutes a day adds up to over 60 hours a year of leveling up your mindset, your habits, and your life. If you are ready to stop watching others live their dream and start building your own, I'm willing to share one of the most powerful tools that I use, created by the #1 high-performance coach in the world, Brendon Burchard. It's called Growth Day. This isn't about perfection. It's about progress. And your next level is just one intentional decision away. Bring the joy, everyone. guy is grand dude? Okay, tell the story. You have to tell the story.
Okay. All right. So my daughter's about to have our first grandchild. Okay. My daughter said, "What would you like to be called? Grandpa and Grandma?" And we're like, "What? No.
No.
That sounds old. I don't want to be Grandpa." And sorry if you're Grandma and Grandpa out there. And that's the start. But you know, my wife was like, maybe Glamma. We're like, ew, that's dumb. Then she decides on Mimi. And my middle son Noah says, "What does that make you, Dad? Pee-pee?" I'm like, what? No. This is Texas. I'm grand dude. Or next, grandson Asher starts to learn to talk. I said, "Mama." He says, "Mama." I said, "Dada." He says, "Dada." I said, "Mimi." He says, "Mimi." I said, "Grand dude." And he says, "Doo-doo." Oh!
Oh, you went from number 1 to number 2.